Hello, lovely crafty beaders! Yes, these are the bracelets from the thumbnail in action. Keep watching to learn how you can make one with your own pretty hands. Nice, huh? Today we work with 11O seed beads in two colors, color A and color B, with 3mm pearls. For the clasp we use 2 split rings and 2 jump rings, and also the lobster clasp. And as thread I use nylon and a beading needle. As usually, we work the bracelet in units. The first unit is the clasp, beginning the clasp. Then we have the unit that I call the square. And then we have the unit that I will call the pearl, because we are going to work with pearls. But this would be the beaded unit. And then we have the end clasp. We are skipping today how to actually make the starting and the ending clasp, as you can easily find them as chapters in a previous tutorial. You can find that link in the description below or in the card above. So here we have the beginning of the clasp ready. We move the thread through one of the beads, and this bead will be part of our pattern. So we start with the square unit. For the square unit we have 3 steps. The first step is to create 2 right angle weave units, and we do this by picking up 3 seed beads and close the circle around the first bead from the clasp, and from this position we move the thread to the opposite bead. This was the first right angle weave unit, and we add the second one after the other, and we do the same. Pick up 3 seed beads and close the circle through the bead where the thread comes out. This is the first step. Now, in this position, we add what I would call the accent beads. These beads could be absolutely in the same color, no problem, but it's much easier for the tutorial to work like this. And in this step 2, we just pick up 1 seed bead of the second color, and we place it in between each group of 2 from the second right angle weave. And here we have finished the second step. For the third step, we move the thread through the first accent bead, And now we create what I call a false picot, because it looks like a picot but is not the usual technique of the picot. And for this we pick up 3 seed beads and we place them in between the accent beads. Here we make sure we pinch a little to make sure that the center one pops out. And here again, in between the 2 accent beads, pick up 3. And here we have the 3rd cluster, the 3rd fake picot. And here, when we got to the 4th accent bead, we just follow the path of the 3 beads from the first right angle weave that we have added. And that first right angle weave unit is the one that stands for our 4th fake picot. And this is how this looks like. To finish the square unit and to make it ready for the next part of our work, we just move the thread through these beads. So you can move the thread through the external fake picot as well, but I think if you do it this way, it gives more strength to the bracelet. And this is our square unit. Now, before moving on to the pearl unit, I want to point out that this unit belongs to both the square unit and the pearl unit. So, for the pearl unit, the first step, pick up a sequence of 1 pearl, 1 seed bead, pearl, seed bead, pearl, seed bead, pearl. And we close the circle by going through the seed bead where the thread comes out. And this is the first step. Now we move the thread through the pearl before the seed bead. And here we create again a fake picot by picking up 3 seed beads and go through the next pearl. So we create the fake picots in between pearls. And again we pinch a little so this middle seed bead pops out. And you always control your tension like this. Pick up 3, go through the next pearl, pick up 3 seed beads, go through the next pearl, and here it would be for us the time to create the 4th fake picot, but that picot is already in place. As I was saying, this is common. So this means that we move with the thread through this bead, this bead, this bead, and go out here through the pearl. Very convenient to already have it there. So 1, 2, and the third. Now we go out through the bead, and again we move the thread from here to this bead to make the work ready for the next unit. Now you just alternate the square unit with the pearl unit for the length of the bracelet that you need. Don't forget that this is the common unit. But let's make another sequence together. So this is the first right angle weave unit of the square unit, and we quickly create the second. Now we add the accent beads. Now we move the thread through the first accent bead. And now we create the fake picots. We pop up the middle bead. Here we have the 3 fake picots, and for the fourth we just go up through the common unit. And be careful with the threads. So they don't tangle. Okay. Here we come out through the first accent bead, and we move the thread through the beads up to the middle bead in the fake picot in the opposite place. We've done this. Now is followed by the pearl unit, and for the pearl unit we just pick up one seed bead, one pearl, one seed bead, pearl, seed bead, pearl, seed bead, and one more pearl. And we create the circle around the seed bead where the thread comes out. We move the thread through the first pearl. And now we create the fake picots in between the pearls. And just control the tension of the thread to make sure that there's no slack. Here we have the second fake picot, and here we have the third, and for the fourth we are using again the common unit between the common right angle weave, so we go like this. And go out through the pearl, and then we move the thread for the next unit in the opposite place, opposite direction, through the middle bead here, and this is ready to go through the next square unit. Here I have made the length of our bracelet of the camera, and the length that you bead usually is the measurement of your wrist minus 1 inch. So for a 6.5 I have beaded here 5.5, and now I am ready to finish my clasp. So for this I pick up 4 seed beads, 1 split ring, and go around the top seed bead and reinforce a few times. More details about this you can find in the tutorial that I have told you about before. When you are confident that your connection is strong enough, you can reinforce around the last unit to make sure that the thread is strong. Now with our bracelet finished, let's attach the clasp. Take your jewelry pliers, open the jump ring, attach to one end, then the second jump ring, attach to the other end and the clasp, and here we have our bracelet. Now let me show you how you create totally different looks by just changing the type of the bead. In this case we have a 4mm bicone in gunmetal color, which goes with some silver seed beads and the accent beads in black 11/0s. Very nice. And here we have some rondelles. They are 3x4 rondelles, And the main color, we have some Toho 11/0 frosted, and the accent beads 11/0 from Toho, but this time they are silver lined. Absolutely beautiful. And here we have some nice patterns, to say the least, that we can create with just one technique. I just want to let you know that I have prepared a playlist, a special playlist for you with the tutorials for bracelets. So you can find them in the last card at the end of this tutorial. Thank you for watching again. See ya!